I was pretty tense through most of it.
There were two wonderful moments when it all went wrong.
I thought something was up, but I thought hopefully it was just the camera had gone down. Little did I realise that the whole of the stage power went down.
I've got a photograph at home in my studio of me on my knees like that in the middle of the stage. I mean, I couldn't believe it happened twice, like in the first quarter of an hour.
One of the circuit breakers went out and the musicians on the stage had no power. And the monitor mixer had no power. There was nothing I could do other than hope and wait.
Your hair started standing up on the back of your neck because there was a lot of people there not getting what they were there for.
We lost the sound in Mother, and I found myself tap dancing in front of 300,000 people, because there was nothing else to do. There was nothing going on. It took several minutes to discover exactly what it was and what was going on, and then in the meantime we were screwed. We couldn't do anything. It was frightening. It was really, truly frightening.
It came back on again, and then it went off again, and then it came back on. The first time it came back on, we thought, fantastic, good, we're on track. And then it went off again, and that was a very deflating moment because we thought, oh no, this is going to be fraught with problems here. But it came back on again, and it stayed on.
That was pretty hair-raising. Sinead O'Connor going, I can't hear anything, what did I hear? I said, no, we've lost all the power on the stage. What'll I do? What'll I do? I said, well, just smile, Follow me. And then we heard odd bits. And I said, if you hear anything, mime, pretend you're singing, But she famously afterwards accused me of having tried to force her to mime on stage and stuff. So I just don't think she quite understood it. She was rather young, not nearly as professional as the other people who were doing the show.
What I'd done in trying to make this as safe as possible for a live broadcast is that we have to film the day before, that we have to stage a full dress rehearsal with a limited audience in front and run it all and film it all.
It went out live, but when we lost the power, what went out was the safety from the dress rehearsal. Switch over to that, for a few, and it was only a few minutes. Most of it was a live show. There was Thin Ice and Mother. Those were the only two things that went out from the Friday. Everything else went out live.
Immediately after the finale, I had to put out the message on the headphones to all the floor managers of hold all cast, hold all performers, and the same to all the technical crew.
We repaired the stuff. After everybody had gone home, we stayed till 2 or 3 o'clock the next morning, reran Uta Lemper's bit, which was one of the bits we lost. She stayed, bless her, and everybody stayed, except Sinead. Sinead was a bit too grand to stay, so we had to use her performance from the dress rehearsal from the Friday to go out for, which is what you see on the DVD. That's her at the dress rehearsal. Because she refused to come back and do it for reasons that only she can possibly understand.
We clearly had to shoot all that from the front in, because going the other way was a receding audience and a load of bricks. But we corrected a lot that night.
The wall that we did in Berlin was 20 meters high, 60 feet, and about 300 meters long, because we wanted it to be a huge symbol, because there was going to be such a huge audience. The defining moment for me, curiously enough, was when the wall came down. We all stood on the scaffolding behind the wall, and we only did this once. We were never able to rehearse it. And as soon as the moment came, the cue went up, and what they had been told is you start pushing the wall down from the top row of bricks downwards. And there was this huge kerfuffle as everybody's pushing the rows of bricks off, and absolutely all the wall came down in about 30 seconds. It was the most impressive sight. This was an extraordinary moment, and that's my biggest memory of it.
Everything about it was unsuspected. It was certainly the biggest and most extravagant show I've ever worked on, and I don't think there'll ever be another one like it.
I love the idea that this little idea that started on the back of an envelope suddenly becomes sort of worldwide.
It was a major engineering feat to bring this show off, apart from an artistic feat.
It's like doing a school play raised to the power 1 million.
It's all a bit of a blur, really. There was so much work involved in it. Having seen it, I think, it's quite impressive that it happened, really.
I think something just like a breeze goes over Germany and a good breeze from the east and from the west, and the breeze comes together on the Potsdamer Platz at this moment.
I think it marked a moment in time. It wasn't a celebration in a sort of happy champagne type of sense. It wasn't that. It was a more weighty type of experience.
It was more than a concert. It was an event. It was a community of love, peace, and future.
The time was right to have a spectacular event, and this, I think, fitted the bill, very well.
It's not something I'd ever try and do again, I don't think.